All right, there we go. Let's get going. Well, let's not do that though. First things first, we gotta flip this guy over. First things first, I need to fix my OBS because I forgot or I learned something the other day, and now I want to do it. But first off, let's open up Visual Studio because, and actually, while we're at it, let's do a little sound check here and see what things sound like. Actually, I need to mute my. Yeah, you guys like straight. Oh, actually, you straight up can't hear. Oh, that's why. Let's do that. There we go. Now you can hear the music. Okay. What we need to do though is in my scene switcher. Did not realize I could do this because essentially what I can do is, so I can delete this guy. And then here I essentially, let me pull up. I did not realize you could do regex in here. And if I remember right, it's just an asterisk. Yeah. So basically, if I just do star unity. That, and then we need to disable that thing. Okay. So basically when I see Unity, I go to the Unity scene, and all of this is going to be replaced with an asterisk. And all of that will be replaced with an asterisk. We'll add that guy. Expression entered is invalid. Oh, do I need to do a... There we go. And then now for the same thing, I can grab Visual Studio. And we can do the same thing here where we do dot star, and that's going to go to Visual Studio. We'll add that guy. Get rid of this guy. And then A sprite is just looking for dot star. Oh, that's not what. Oh, I copied the wrong stuff. That's why. Dot star A sprite. Oh, come on. That, now we can get rid of this guy. And then now I actually do want to do an audio test here quick. You guys aren't getting that. Now I can get rid of this guy. Okay, I need to be a little bit quieter. And then now I... Okay. If it needs up or down, just people in the chat let me know. That is perfectly fine. I can adjust it as needed. So if I start this and stop this, so now I can go here. If I open Visual Studio now, There it is. Okay, not quite apparently. Why doesn't that switch? Unity Visual Studio. A Sprite's fine because it's not open. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? Open the music for myself, but then I'm gonna turn it down a bit for you guys. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay. But still doesn't want to switch over back to Unity. Weird. Why? It should be working. All right. Well, we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna start. This is what stream's gonna be start. It's trying to figure out why my scene switcher isn't working. I can't exactly do that without it working. Start. Yeah, so when I put Visual Studio in focus, it works. When I put the editor into focus, it doesn't work. Interesting. Regular expression I entered is invalid. What's wrong with it? Come on. Yeah, it refuses to grab onto that, which this because the Unity one's the one that has to be regex, because since it grabs onto the actual like name, and Unity likes to change, like it's like right now it's Zomclave dash sample scene dash Windows Max Linux blah blah yada yada yada. The problem is when as soon as I switch scenes, it doesn't work on the scene switcher. And the problem is I need the scene switcher to work. So you guys can see what I'm doing. We're gonna do that, and then you guys can kind of halfway see what's happening. I'll full screen it again later because I need to be able to flip between these. But yeah, Unity, cool. Come back here, flips back, but it will not go to Unity. See, like that worked kinda, except I did it wrong. Yeah, if I do that, set that to Unity, hit close. Wait, hold on. That's that one. Okay, why that one's not working? Because I didn't add it. See, that works, but then the second that I open up another scene, so like in this instance, let's do dev level. The path is different, so when I click over the code, it's going to switch, and then it's not going to go back until I open up sample scene, and then it'll be fine. Question is, why does this regex not work? Oh, come on. I wanted all that. Dot star. Unity. Add. This one's get rid of because it's broken. That one we'll get rid of because it just doesn't work. Close. This will change if I update annoyingly, but weird. I cannot. The regex will not latch onto it. To the internet. Eyes up. Let's see what this has to say. Oh, do I need to do dot? Oh, I was doing it wrong. So that. No, it's still really. What is it about Unity that it just doesn't want to latch onto? I've wasted 15 minutes trying to figure this out. Okay, so that dot does not matter for the Unity, or the before the second asterisk does not matter because that breaks it on Visual Studio as well. See, if I was smart, I would have done this like off stream, but like I wanted to experiment. Dot star that star. Let me add this guy. Let me get rid of this one with the dot star in it. Oh, damn it. Okay. Visual Studio. We'll add that. Okay, so now if I'm on Unity, if I come over here, it'll tab over. Okay, cool. I'm gonna feel so bad if there's like newbies in here watching me struggle over something dumb that I broke and I can't fix it now. Add that. Oh, that's annoying and frustrating and dumb and you guys can't see what I'm doing. Oh, let's grab the whole thing. Huh. Like I want to get to work, but like I need this to work or the stream just doesn't happen. Set this to this so you guys can at least see what I'm doing here. Like what I want to know now is if I open Sprite, for example. Is the Sprite able to like automatically pull itself up? Sprite can't do it either. Okay, so let's start with the Sprite one. Because if I can figure out the Sprite one, I can probably figure out why the other one's not working. Oh, so that does work. Okay, so how specific do I need to be here? Okay, okay, okay. I think I figured it out now. The U, the Unity. I'm gonna set this to dot star. Dot star. Oh, there we go. That was so dumb. Okay. That was incredibly dumb. Go ahead and copy up here now. Full screen this bad boy. And cool. Now everything's working the way that it should. That was really dumb. Like now if I open up 762 by 39, flip over here, come over here. Okay, cool. So then now on this guy, if I open up, say, dev level, so I'm on a different scene now, come back over here, come back over here. Neat. That was so dumb. Okay, so let's go back to what we were originally working on, or gonna work on. So what I'm trying to do is come up with a clean way to I need a clean way to be able to access this stuff, because basically what I need to do is have I wanted to be able to just grab everything, and in this instance I was grabbing everything that's interactable, because interactable stuff is what's going to have menus. What I don't like about going this route is the fact that, like, so over here it's super clean. I grab literally every interactable and I set their menu up to just say on menu created, and in here it'll set it and forget it essentially. What I don't like, though, is the fact that now every single interactable object is now responsible for one, it's got a dependency on the window. So, like, literally every single object I can interact with, I now have to make sure that I assign a scene to it, and then it creates the scene, sets up the scene, and all it's doing is telling the UI manager, hey, here's the scene I created. Like, I don't like that. The only other way that I can think to do this then is to have these guys basically, instead of looking for all of the interactables, it's going to have I'll have to find like all of the lootables and set up the lootables to call a specific, like the signal to specifically call a certain method. Which is, I think, what I want to do. So, like, instead of doing this crap right here, I think I want to do, like, an enumerable of, like, lootable. lootables equals find objects by type. Find objects by type. Lootable. Which is going to take in this find object sort thing. And then I basically can for each lootable, lootable, in lootables. And it can be lootable dot like on menu created plus equals menu created. Because I guess I know for a fact that all these things are going to have that on menu created because they all implement the interface. So I guess I don't necessarily need to I don't need to necessarily get them by iLoot or iInteractable. I just know the fact that that they have it. And then actually for an extra level of safety, just because I can, if lootable dot get component iInteractable, that will ensure me that no matter what, then I will be good. The annoying thing here is I have to go through all of the types. Because then I got to make sure, because then I'm gonna have to do the same thing for all vendors, for example, for all like the crafting bench is gonna be a weird one because that's like it has a very specific menu that's only used on that thing. But at the same time, I don't think I necessarily have to worry about that because I think it's like basically, I don't know what. I guess I shouldn't worry about it if on the efficiency. If it's not a problem, it's not a problem. I think I'm just overthinking it, over optimizing right now. So then, okay, so now basically what's going to happen is anything that's a lootable so like the lootable, for example, instead of instantiate, like, so I don't need this anymore. I don't need to do any of that. Basically what I'm going to want to do is on menu created, I need to pass or dot invoke. This takes, oh yeah, I gotta change the signal now. iInteractable. Oh, I can't do that. Because that can't be in there. Sure. Okay, so we got that. So then back into the UI manager. private void on. So I'm just gonna make, I'm gonna overload it. Because now what I can have. So loot menu, new menu equals instantiate loot menu. Then we will set, or no, the new menu got set up, and we'll pass it in the player and the lootable. Then menu going to equal new menu, and then is menu open set to true. But now, so what we'll also have is a inventory menu. So I need to update the player one now, because the player now needs to not have, it just won't have that. So it's not going to set this stuff up anymore. But what we're going to do is we're going to set the on inventory. So this is literally just going to send a player object. So I can just send myself. So we're going to have an inventory menu, new menu equals, and we're going to instantiate inventory menu, new menu dot setup. Put the player in. We're going to set the menu to equal new menu. I don't know if we need to actually do that. We do when we destroy it later. And then is menu open is going to equal to true. Yeah, that's fine. So then basically when I get to like vendors, I'm going to have to do the same thing where I'll do this whole thing, but I'm going to look for vendors and then I'll set up the vendors. where they'll be a little different. There'll be an on menu creator created where it's going to be the it'll take in like the player and a vendor instead, so that it, you know. But I can always attach. I can always attach these things to just on menu created. I don't have to. So it makes it easier when I'm creating new menus from this point. This point doesn't really matter all that much. And honestly, in hindsight, now that I'm thinking about it, it might be better to not overload this and just all have them be specific functions, because I feel like from the debugging standpoint, technically it would be easier. Because right now it's, I look at these and I go, oh, players on menu close, you're on menu close. And then I have to come down here and find which one, you know, which one I'm supposed to use. And if I don't remember, I'm going to have to go to these objects, look at their events and see what they're taking in. So that probably would be something I probably should do, but I don't want to do that right now. And then, yeah, all of these, I don't know if I necessarily like how this is being handled, but I'm going to be switching over to the other input system at some point anyway. So I'm not going to mess with this because I'm just going to have to rewrite it later anyway. So there's no reason for me to rewrite it if I'm just going to rewrite it. So just for the future, while I'm in here, private void on menu created. This will end up taking a vendor and a player. So this is one that's going to be happening in the future. Private void on menu, or not one, on menu created. I don't know how I'm going to handle that one yet. Honestly, I don't even need to have these in here. So yeah, I think this is going to be the way that I do the menus, instead of having, because now all of this stuff doesn't have to have stuff. Okay. Let's go ahead and make sure all this is working still and I didn't break anything. I need to figure out what's causing this error. I haven't done that yet. Object you want to instantiate is null. That is right, because I never... That's, wish I didn't have to do that, but okay, so creep tabs, menus. We'll go ahead and put the inventory menu in the inventory menu, the loot menu in the loot menu. Now it'll work. Oh yeah, that's broken right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and I know why that's broken, because if I go into the loot menu, for example, I don't have means to move this stuff around. Actually, I don't know why that's not working. I remember messing with this. I thought it was, I remember it being in a state where it wasn't working, but now I don't remember why. Oh, you know what? It might be in the inventory content. Yeah, I'm not, because this was causing an error. I gotta refigure out how I want to do this stuff. The simple one, it would be to because it throws like a null exception when I do this. And I get why. I got and the problem is this, when I originally wrote this code, it was set up in the same way that I had before in Godot, where I had those buttons that drop down that asked you if you wanted to move or equip it. And I was like, I don't know if I want to do those, but I feel like I should do those. I was more torn on if that was a like design I wanted to do. But like, yeah, so now if I come in here and I clear this stuff out, I can move these now. And it doesn't throw an error. Okay. And if I kill this, reload. Oh, you know, I think it was here. Yeah, it throws an error when I'm equipping it. Now, I think one thing I wanted to do was... Oh, it was specifically in the stash. So in the inventory menu on... not on the inventory menu. On the UI manager. On menu closed. I wanted to say, oh, base menu's not gonna know because it's just a menu. I gotta handle the saving correctly. I've got like 15 things going on. I need to just focus in on one thing. Level transition have a script. I wonder if it's had a did this handle? Oh, it doesn't. Okay. Basically, okay, so what I can do here though is an I enumerable of I savable objects is going to equal to find objects by type of I savable. Or no, this is going to be of mono behavior. And then this is a find object sort mode. None, because I don't care about sorting it. Dot of type I savable. Literally what I did before. Yeah, I need an I enumerable. That's what I thought. What is your deal? That's why. And we're going to do for each iSavable object and savable objects. We're just going to do obj.save. That way when we leave the level, it's going to save everything. So I'm going to need a I'm going to need a different one specifically in It's gonna have to be virtual in the future because I'm gonna end up making an extraction point that's gonna be that I'm gonna end up inheriting from this. That's gonna end up being different. But then I'm gonna have to make a different. Yeah, that's fine. Because then I'll make a different level transition that's going to be like a non-saving one that allows me to jump from scenes to scenes inside levels. Like when I'm inside the forest and I go up to a house, I need to load into another scene, but I don't want to do a save on that. And that's going to be one of those ones where I want to maintain state. That one gets a little wonky. That'll be a bridge we cross later. That'll have to be a bridge because I'm gonna have to end up doing some sort of temporary save, I guess. Or yeah, I'm gonna have to find a way to pass like an exact reference or like copy of the value at that time and send it back over to the scene. Because I just want to cache that stuff, but I don't necessarily want to save it to the disk because I don't want the only times that stuff saves is leaving like the level, because so that way like, because I don't want you to be able to just hop into like a random house. It's going to fire off the save and then you can just leave that way and not be able to extract. So yeah, that'll be something I have to cover later, but this solves that problem for now, at least. And actually, this is only once to, now that I think about it, all of this should only happen in here. Because otherwise, if anything walked in, it's gonna fire off the save. Whether you know, we don't need a zombie randomly walking into an evac point and saving the game for you. But that means if I come over here and I run it, I now. So I've got an armor and a gun and 2 armors on my body. If I go ahead and move one of those in there, and then I run over here, believe nothing's gonna happen because there's no scene yet. But if I pop back into the game, there we go. Now I'm gonna have to find a way to make sure I safely do this because I don't want this to. I'm not sure if this is running synchronously or asynchronously, and I don't want to accidentally kick out of the scene. Like if you got like a large inventory, I don't want to kick out of the scene before it's done saving because all that's gonna do is end up corrupting your file. And obviously, that is not a good idea. But yeah, so I think now is a good time to, so let's go back into my scripts, into UI. For the couple. So inventory menu is going to go into inventory. I have some sort of like organization here. Lootable can go into there. All right, so what we're gonna have to do now is let's go ahead and commit these changes. Underscore menu system. Create branch, bring those over. Commit that stuff, publish the branch. We'll go ahead and do a PR and then we'll get to work on the new menu type. Man, that had 1,300 changes. That's insane. Okay, so that is merged in. Oh, didn't mean to close my source control because I need to flip back over to main and fetch this. I wonder if it knows. Oh, it does know. Okay. I can just do that through here. I wonder if there's a way I can set up I want to use the Unity version control. I don't know. Stick with that for now, though. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's swap windows, just because I'm going to be doing a little bit more work on this guy for the time being, because I need to create a new new scene. This new scene is going to be it's going to be a vendor. So I kind of want to just follow. Because it's going to be almost identical to the loot menu. So I think I might actually just duplicate this guy. Call it vendor menu. Open this guy up. Vendor inventory menu components. We can do all that stuff. And then the only difference that's going to be here is instead of a loot menu, it's going to be a vendor menu. So we're going to go back down to the scripts, UI, vendor, create C# script, and this is going to be the vendor menu. The art and stuff will be changed, but it's fine. So, and actually, now that I said that too, I'm going to flip this back over here because we wanted to. We're going to open up the vendor menu, which is this guy. Let's close out all of this garbage. I know you want to be from base menu. Loot menu is, you can't find loot menu. And while we're at it, we'll open up the base menu just so we have access to it. Wanted this over here. Okay, so you're gonna have very similar things because we need two inventory contents. One's gonna be the player inventory vendor inventory content. And then we're gonna do serialized field, privates, description. You almost should just be in the base menu, to be completely honest. Like now you should just all You should just be happy, like work and just be happy. In fact, the same thing in the inventory. On. That's the same thing. So save all that off. Yeah. Okay, so now we don't even need that here. Like, that's just extra unnecessary typing. Every menu is going to need that widget. In fact, literally every single menu probably needs access to the player too, to be completely honest. Is there gonna be a single one that doesn't need the player? Yeah, no. So the base. Hey, Mr. Human Limits, how's it going? So let's put a space in here just for the spacing and stuff like that, and then yeah, I think. Now that I'm realizing it, I literally don't even need to have this guy in here. Well, I would imagine if you eat lava, you'll die. So you're not gonna go anywhere. So technically, are you really stealing the lava? I also hate that I have my chat over here, but my webcam's over here, because then when I'm responding to chat, I'm looking over here and I feel like I'm not talking to you guys, but it is what it is. Honestly, when I get my new computer built, my whole desk setup is going to be changing anyway, so it's like, whatever. Oh man, I just got off of having a pretty bad cough. I think, and it was because I was at a music festival a couple weeks ago, and I got a little sick from that, and the cough just would not go away. Yeah, oh, so let me pull up that inventory menu again, because now I'm realizing. Let's do a little bit of optimization there. I don't need. Every menu is going to pretty much need access to the player, so do that. But in this instance, I will need a vendor. All right. Where do I put these things? I'm in. I guess they're carrying. I could see how you could steal lava. I mean, it's you can go up to volcanoes and stuff. Like, I mean, I've seen lava in person myself too. I mean, yeah, it would be hard to hide, but because I mean, I've never dealt with the equipment that deals with like collecting lava, but like I would imagine you technically could. I would imagine the little containers that like scientists and stuff like put the lava in. I don't know how well those insulate. I mean, I feel like they would have to get like decently insulated, but I don't know if the things get hot. But like, I mean, theoretically, I guess if you had the right container, you could get it in there and slip it in a backpack. Well, I don't know why not steal lava. Lava would be cool, except for there's no way that you'd be able to maintain it being lava. was gonna call this vendor base for the time being. Yeah, because I got enemy base anyway. So vendor base, vendor. Set up handlers. There's an easier way to do this. And now, oh, this long line of stuff. So it's gonna be player inventory content dot on item moved. Cool. Oh yeah, I don't need those. I'll add all of those methods here in a minute. Oh, come on. On inventory. Oh my god, I cannot spell. I got too many variables with long, hard to spell names. Inventory item button, hover, enter, and then finally player inventory. Come on, help me out here. That is all of them for that, I believe. Spell that right. And then we basically need to do the same thing for the vendor and... Why did I put on here? Supposed to go over here. And then you're going to be vendor inventory item content on item moved. Inventory content on item hover enter. How do I... Oh, is it Shift C? I don't remember what the shortcut is for that. That is actually supposed to be inventory. I'm trying to get better because this will even benefit me like just in my professional life at like a lot of these shortcuts. I know there's a way that I can do that copy paste there without having to grab my mouse. Now we can do Alt Enter, generate method. Do that one. There we go. I've gone 5 years of being a professional software engineer, and it's honestly like, and I just never learned them, right? And I think part of it was being stubborn and stuff, but now I've reached the point where like I kind of get jealous when I see like my coworkers just flying around. So I'm just like, I need to learn because it just looks cool. Yeah, I've been very, very bad about learning, just about learning them. You're supposed to be up here. Oh, yep. See you, man. Thanks for stopping by, though. Really appreciate it. Why are you the way that you are? Okay, so the player vendor is going to equal to vendor. And one thing I do need to do now is go over to the vendor base. The cat right here. Yep, that's one of my 3 cats. That one is Hendrix. I honestly didn't even hear him jump up there. Okay, so what we're gonna have here is a public. Yep, see you, man. Public inventory component. Inventory. It's gonna have a get set. I'll have a private inventory component. Inventory. Wait, start and then okay. Oh, come on, there we go. And inventory equals new inventory component. Okay, so now back over in the vendor menu, we'll be able to do the setup menu. Give me the player inventory content dot set up the inventory, and we're gonna or inventory content the player, and then the same thing with the vendor inventory component. We're gonna do Jesus. Oh, it is just set up inventory. Oh yeah, and it's going to be the inventory, and then you are going to be the vendor dot inventory. So both of you guys are going to be references to that guy. Oh, I had the close menu. Okay, hold up. UI manager. Needs to be in base menu. Oh, okay. That was worth a shot. I don't think this guy's actually going to be useful. Except it is. You guys are going to do a public override. The base menu I can do public virtual void. Oh, I gotta put like some sort of, okay. Oh, I killed the, gotcha. I was like, that shouldn't be a issue. So I can do something like this too. Something like that, because then now like the problem is I can do like new menu dot setup menu, and there's like two different I don't need okay, every single one of these is gonna have their own, and there's not really a way I can get around that one. But I'm creating these specific instances, so that's fine. But I do need the generic one in base menu that I can override. Method. Virtual method, no, without body. What's the best way to do that? Oh, I can make it abstract. Okay. Oh, but I can't wait. It's abstract, but it's contained in a non-abstract. Okay, hold on. Maybe I misunderstood what they're trying to accomplish here. Well, trying to figure out what the best practice here, because I've never honestly I feel like I haven't actually done this in a There we go. We'll just have it do that. I'm overthinking things. Because on the loot menu now, it'll save. If it's savable, which like in the instance of, or if it's savable, with the instance of like the stash, for example, implements savable. And the problem is yeah, in the base menu, it's not gonna, yeah. So yeah, that's the way to do it. Every single form of these can have their own like way that they handle being closed, but that's the way that we should do it. I almost wish this was called open menu instead of like. In fact, let's call this open menu. There we go. Now we have a consistent open and close instead of like setup and close and stuff like that. Okay, so let's get back onto what we were doing. The vendor base. It's getting an inventory component. So back to the loot menu. Basically. Oh yeah, you need to be open menu now. Inventory menu might need to do that too. Yeah. There we go. Okay. I think I prefer these being up top. Okay, so we're gonna do a bit of a modification now to the the player. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Because the player now needs to have. There we go. Public int currency get set. Return. Okay, so actually, but what we're gonna need here though is another currency. And for the time being, let's just set this to like 100. I don't know. set is basically going to be trying to remember. Oh, can I? Have I been doing this entirely wrong? Can I actually do this? Oh, I didn't know I could do. I forgot I could do it that way. Oh, I'm gonna rewrite all of these things because I don't like doing this. I like the lambda expression. I totally forgot I could even do that. Or just a public property. Why it's public, I don't know. Actually, I have no idea why that's such a public. It's probably got to do with a drag and drop, but I feel like it should be a serialized field. Especially because I have it. Here. Should actually be that. Making all these random bug fixes and stuff, or not. It's not even a bug fix. It's just more of a change I wanted to do. Okay, so basically, vendor base. Oh, like 100 for now too. So vendor inventory item or on item moved. Basically, what this is going to be is if this is going from it, so it's going to be if player dot currency is greater than or equal to the item dot value. I really hate that it's item dot item. But so we're going to say int value is going to be equal to the item dot item value. Player dot currency is going to be minus equal the value, or no, because the set is going to end up being the thing. Okay, so currency is going to, this is like counterintuitive because now I'm setting it to the, it's going to be negative value. The vendor currency is going to equal value. And then basically it's going to be player dot inventory dot add to inventory item. Vendor dot inventory dot remove. So this should actually be called open menu. And at this point, we just open the menu again and pass in player vendor. I could just make it public at this point, but So now when I sell, basically I'm going to check if the vendor.currency is greater than the item thing. And then basically we're going to go plus equals. The vendor is going to be minus equals. You'll be remove from inventory, and you'll be add to inventory. And then we're going to reopen the menu. And then finally, like the other, basically the thing right here is these guys. That's that. Not even surprised. I just saw an election update. This is by no means like an invitation to you bring political comments. I just found it really funny that like my home state of Indiana, doesn't even surprise me, already won. Or Trump has already won it. Not what I was trying to do, but because I gotta text my wife and confirm what's happening here. Trying to figure out what time we're leaving to go do that, because I haven't done that today, and it's already like 4 o'clock. I got a feeling I'm gonna be there a while, because we decided not to do it during the day, and I should have. Well, it's because I could have gone and done it whenever I wanted. Realistically, my wife could have done it whenever she wanted to, because jobs kind of have to let you go to vote, but she decided she wanted to wait till after work, so naturally I was like, well, I guess I'll wait till after work to go do it with her, which means I'm going to be stuck standing in lines, because I'm going to be doing it when everyone else is getting off work and doing it. Oh, I have these backwards. I'm gonna grab these guys, and we're just gonna do that. There we go. Now it's... So that should be everything I need for the menu. Now I just need to actually make the menu of the UI. So let's go ahead and pivot to back to this guy, because now we want to go to the prefabs menus, vendor menu. So actually, so what we're going to do here is we're going to remove this guy and we're going to add the vendor menu script to it. Item description widget is going to be that guy. The player inventory content is going to be that guy. And the vendor inventory content is going to be that guy. Save that off. So that should be the menu. Now we need to create the actual we got to create the actual object. Which means now vendor base, I'm going to bring over here. Triple base. Okay. Actually, now I'm wondering, did I... Okay, so I collide with it. Type static. Maybe I just did it in the stash itself. Or I set it myself. Okay, that's fine. That means I do want to do this, and it's going to be rigid body dot body type equals body type. There it is. We want to manually assign that. Okay. So a vendor menu is going to require component of type of, it's going to have a sprite renderer. Actually, it's going to need a animator as well. Okay, I need to look up how to... highlight text using keyboard. Hold shift. Okay. I think it's an animator. Yeah, it's an animator. So it's going to require an animator. Gonna require a rigid body. type of collider 2D. That's everything it needs right now. So then instead of components now, it's basically got to go through now and oh, I haven't even made the variables yet. That's why. So at the top, we're going to have a public event action that's going to be sending a vendor base. What did the stash do? Vendor base and a player. It's going to be on menu created because it's going to be creating that menu. Also realize what I need to do is this has to be interactable. And while we're in there, implement that interface. Cool, that threw that down at the bottom. That's right where I want it. Void start. Like stash on start is, yeah, it's calling the base. That's fine. We got the events. We got the properties. Now basically we're going to need a private sprite renderer, sprite renderer, private animator, private rigid body 2D, rigid body, and then the last one's going to be the collider. Had it finally. Body dot body type equals rigid body type 2D dot static. And I think that's all we got to do in the setup here. Was I really like... Like, do you just straight up have a add item to inventory? Really? That's funny. I don't need that because since I have access to their... It's less typing, but it is funny. I can get rid of these. interact is all you're gonna do is throw the on menu created dot invoke, and you're gonna send in this in the player. This will have some more that it's got to do, like these guys will have to do like on, but this will be more this will be more in like the, when I extend these classes to like the specific people, they'll have references to like certain loot tables and stuff like that, and then that'll get run in their start methods and all that fun stuff. Which I gotta figure out how I want to do those loot tables. Hi, Hendrix. So if we come over here, clear this bad boy out. To create an empty, I'm gonna call this vendor. I could have swore there was a way, like I swear it used to be that if you added the script, it just auto the other stuff. Okay, apparently it just doesn't do it anymore. So I'm gonna need a sprite renderer. I'm gonna need a animator. Let's hold off on the animator, right, for the time being. Let's add a rigid body 2D. Gonna add a collider 2D. Which will probably just be like a sphere or a sphere circle collider. Capsule collider wouldn't be a bad idea, actually. Do a capsule collider. And then at that point, I think that's everything. So now we can add vendor base. Drag this guy all the way up to the top. And actually, UI manager, what am I doing here? I now need to do an IEnumerable of vendor base, all the vendors. I'm just going to copy this whole thing. That's gonna be a. I guess I don't need the. I don't need this anymore. Because on interactable is not. Yeah, that doesn't matter. So I guess I don't actually need this check anymore. Actually, what I want to do now is make a. Oh, geez. I mean, it's in my managers here. I gotta grab this. All that garbage. That in there. Okay. So that's added that to the menu manager. Vendor base when I interact with it. It's got interactable. The player should interact with it now correctly. So now if we go back to the vendor. Do that guy. You'll end up being static. That gets set. That's fine. I don't know if that means you'll fall. Let's see if you fall. Thinks he fell. you're just not where I would think you would be. Okay. Player is. We gotta set Z to 0. Okay. The sprite renderer probably needs to be. Let's see, like the player. That's probably in character. Character, the sorting order needs to be 0, which I think I did do then. Order layer, yeah. Okay, so he's right there. Just for body dot gravity scale equals 0, just in case. Hi, Hendrix. That. So now actually one thing in the vendor base I do want to do is first of all, these all have to be protected. Because then what was I going to add now? Oh, that's right. And this was actually going to be, this needs to be a serialized field. I'm going to put this up actually. Oh. All right. On that note, it looks like my wife is on her way home. We got to get to the polls so we can, you know, do our American duty and vote. So I got to end just a smidge early today to go take care of that. So I will be. I feel like tomorrow is weird. Wednesday was like a weird day for me for some reason, and I don't remember why. I'm not sure. We'll find out tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow again at 2 p.m. Pacific time, Pacific Standard Time. I don't know which one I'm in now. It's daylight savings time. I'm in 2. I live in California, and it's I come on at 2. We'll see if I got any changes to this. Probably. I don't know. We're gonna work on Monday. Probably at that point. If I don't have the vendor stuff done tonight, we'll finish that tomorrow, and then we'll work on the customization bench. If I do get it done, we'll obviously work on the customization bench. We'll see how far we get with that, because once I get the customization bench done, I can move into creating the level or the other level. And at that point, once I have like a dev level created, at that point we can start adding content. And we're also we're exactly where we were with regards to where we were in Godot. So we made probably 90% of the game that I had done in the last year in Godot in like the last month. So I was really happy with the progress. So yeah, that's on the timeline right now. So we'll finish up the vendors. As soon as we're done with that, we'll work on the weapon modding bench. And as soon as we're done with that, we'll start working on the level. And which that has its own complications, because we'll have to worry about spawning POIs, doing all that stuff. I got to figure out how to load into a new into a building without unloading the other scene, and what that's going to do with like the saving and stuff like that. That's on the agenda. I think I can get that done within the next 2 weeks, which is great. Because I really think by the end of the year I can get like an alpha test out for this. If not end of the year, it gets weird because of the holidays. We'll see. I do genuinely think though, end of year, end of January, something like that would be great for an alpha test, which my goal was like end of Q1. I don't think I'm not going to be ready for Steam Next Fest in spring, but the plan is to try to have something out for Next Fest in summer, because once I have a playable alpha out, at that point, I'm going to start doing some marketing. I'm probably going to do some like YouTube videos doing like devlogs and stuff like that. I'll probably do like an initial devlog that goes over everything I've done to this point. I felt like I was like in this awkward place of like doing devlogs. So at this point, I feel like the time to do a devlog would be once I have a playtest. Because otherwise I'm kind of jumping into a weird spot. I don't really know what to do about that. But we'll start pushing the social media and all that fun stuff too. Try to get this thing rolling. Start growing the community too. Hopefully, when we get that stuff moving out, we can start growing the community here, growing the community on Discord. Everyone on Twitch, all that stuff is down below. Everyone viewing on YouTube, I gotta remember to do that. I'm sorry guys, I will work on that. I was planning on this weekend of doing a lot of just like branding stuff in general. I got a new logo in the works. I think that's it. But yeah, TLDR, a lot of stuff's coming in place. Really great. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of the night. And if you guys are in the United States, make sure you go out and vote if you haven't. See you later.